TV sitcoms prepared us for our new lords.
Recently, Donald Trump had a rally, and in that rally, he was gesticulating and mocking people. And it seems that Farron Cousins, he had a really big problem with it, and it pissed him off, and rightfully, justly so. Yeah, I'm gonna stop saying rightfully. I need to say justly, because you don't have a right to be pissed. I mean, it's an emotion. You can't place. I mean, come on now. Has the government ever restricted emotions? So I'm just saying. So in this case, what I want to bring out is that the reason people galvanize around Trump, the reason these racists and others are able to easily galvanize around Trump, and it's not the reason, the THEE, the important, that one epitome of importance, or that one critical, crucial, important, but whichever word you want to use, that one thing is not that. But there is a thing that adds to it. And it sucks because I grew up loving some of them. But TV sitcoms definitely have an influence on American mindsets. And it has a major one. And the most major thing that it has to deal with mindsets of anyone around the world, but we'll focus on U.S. citizens right now, or those living in the U.S., whether you are a citizen or not, legal or not, you are here, and your words, no matter whom you may speak to, echo throughout society. So you are just as important. Now, that said, TV sitcoms, in basis, what do? Some try to teach they usually try to teach wholesome family values at some point within there. Oh, we all come together. Well, it's not how much damage is done to our house, even though you drove the car through it. There's a punishment. I mean, come on, Family Matters. Eddie Winslow drove the car through the house. Well, not through it, but into the living room. And there was no fight. There was no fight. I mean, there was no beating, no beatdown, no swearing. It was just disappointment, frustration, and you have to be punished. So take away the keys, no car. He has to work to pay off the wall, all this other stuff. And I get that to an extent, because I didn't grow up in that type of area where you can jack things up that bad, and get away with someone being only frustrated. Not happening. And I don't think any of you grew up in that type of home. If you set fire to the house and it's just, you know what? I'm upset. And that's just the way it is. And a lot of people go through that. They see that and they're like, yeah, that's nice. Or, come on, you got Growing Pains, Silver Spoons, Different Strokes, the Waltons. Let's see, I mentioned before, but Family Matters. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. Mork and Mindy, Cosby's, all these sitcoms, Married with Children, Simpsons, which are still running today, Family Guy, American Dad. It doesn't matter if it's cartoon, live action, or a mixture, if it's puppets or not. The one thing that is always taught in all of these sitcoms is how to humiliate someone, how to make someone just look horrible. And that's pretty much it. How to have a very piss poor negative outlook on life, but then say, but we're a family and I love you. I love you, Peg, no matter what. I don't like you. You just make me sick. Stuff like that. Okay? That's what Al Bundy was doing. I can't stand you. You make me sick. And she's like, you're no catch yourself. You're disgusting. Why am I with you? I wanted the glamorous life. You're not giving that to me, but I'm going to take all your shoe money and spend it on me. And we're going to verbally cut at each other's throat and liver all day long. I'm going to see that movie. 4 weddings and a funeral. Well, isn't that just 5 of the same thing? Yay, pop from the crowd. Granted, this stuff was funny. But that's just part of it. It's funny. And it being funny, you remember it. just like I'm doing. I remember way more than I really want to. Actually, I don't want to remember any of it. I can use this space, those slots for anything else other than that. But we grew up on that. And when you got that and you sit your kids and you in front of the TV and you watch these sitcoms that all they do is try to humiliate one another, what happens after that? Because that's the grand example that the next generation goes on. Hell, the current generation and yesteryear's generation. So what do? That's where you get stuff like World Star. That's where the best videos out there in terms of popularity, not quality, but the most popular videos are the fail videos. The videos of being owned. Instagram, where you get to put something up and say something witty or nasty and people love it. So you have to think about since this is our society and all we do is hearken on to what, defames, what demeans, what demonstrates that I'm better than you because I had the wittier comeback, then that translates into our politics. It translates into the religion. It translates into general society. It translates into everything. And what that translate does, it makes you see things different. So you just treat things different. It's only cool if somebody's humiliated. I literally hear that stuff in the Fire Pro community. Fire Pro Wrestling, they do promos and other stuff like that, and it has to be either humiliating or owning somebody. And those are the only promos that people care about. That's the only type of wrestling match that people care about. Oh man, he got humiliated. He looks stupid. No one cares. That's it. It's the whatever society. I don't care. Nothing gets to me. Nothing bothers me. And you get that. So then you vote for people that express that thing. And Donald Trump, what has he done? He came in as populist. Reduce, if not remove, student debt. Take no money from anybody, no big corporate money, take only small donations. He did everything populist. He said everything populist. And then with all that populist talk, he realized he wasn't getting the votes that he should get. And then suddenly he went to the racist area. We don't want Muslims here or Muslims until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Anyone that is south of the United States of America needs to stay south. They don't need to come in here. They don't need to take our jobs. We need to push them out and get rid of them. And people galvanized around it. All he did was galvanize those that's been taught and raised and bred in hatred and bigotry. And sitcom TV is a great part / component of that. I'm not saying abolish sitcom TV. And it's fun to watch. And I plan to get back into it at some point. Maybe it's been some time. But watch it with open eyes and realize it's just a sitcom TV. And TV is supposed to imitate life. Not life imitate TV. It's become circular viewership now. And that chain has to be broken. Because art is imitating life that imitates art. And it just keeps going and keeps going. Got to break the chain. It's TV. Don't make TV the reality, because once TV is no longer the reality, then reality isn't going to be TV. And right now, Donald Trump knows how to read a room. He knows how to gauge an audience. Every line he says, he listens to the audience response. He will contradict himself immediately if he hears that it's going the wrong way. He is television, and he is definitely making sure to give the people what they want. They don't have to think. They don't have to ponder. They don't have to second guess. They don't have to do anything because he says it for them. I don't know if Donald Trump is necessarily the enemy. I do know he's a symptom of the enemy or enemies. And being kind to the enemies isn't showing our weakness. It's exploiting our ability to give in to anything. That's not really a weakness until they play it against us and exploit it to our faces. That's when it becomes a weakness. And they're slowly getting into that. In another 6 months to a year, they'll be exploiting it way more than they already kind of are. I suggest we take a step back, rethink things, re-educate everyone. Hey, it's just a sitcom. It should not imitate life, and we should not imitate it. You know, just think about that, okay? I'm going to do just talk in circles now. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.